Of course, I'm very disappointed.
And another 4 years of Donald Trump?
I don't want to even talk about him today.
I'm sorry, but Donald Trump hates veterans. He called them suckers and losers. He did. He absolutely, despite, he has his whole life. He has his entire life.
I know you're super emotional. I just...
Of course I am. I'm terrified.
I'm telling you, the political reality is that when they made that decision...
It doesn't matter, but you don't admit
that
Donald Trump hates veterans. You don't admit it. You deny a man, Chief John Kelly, a Marine. You say he lied.
You're still campaigning.
You say he lied. It's not over. It'll never be over.
I want to hear what Cole.
You can see the level of TDS in this guy is extremely high. He has forgotten that the election is over. I don't understand why he's still angry. We are no more talking about elections. We are talking about how people are going to move forward, but he's still here spewing this. Like you saw Nancy Pelosi at the beginning of this video. Yes, Nancy Pelosi is extremely angry.
Do you know what Trump told me about the polls?
No, what?
He's like, they're bullshit. They don't do anything. And the media gaslit us. Joy Reid spent the entire time she was discussing Trump the other day comparing him to Mussolini, Stalin, Hitler, talking about a right-wing authoritarian regime, as if he had never been president for 4 years and didn't behave like any of those things.
I think that she should keep calling Donald Trump a fascist. And I think that Americans need to keep looking at the rhetoric of Donald Trump, because I don't know why why we want to elect somebody who's talking about mass deportation.
Don't y'all find it strange that now that he's won, they're not calling him a threat to democracy? They're not calling him a fascist. I mean, damn, on Monday.
They're not calling him anything.
They can't. On Monday, they was just calling him that. I would think that, you know, if you really believe that, then somebody's speech would be about how America effed up and how.
And it's this idea of I want to be with the side that's waving the biggest flag. I want to fit in. And there is a huge element, to be honest, of anti-blackness in a lot of this. Anti-black Americanness specifically. And Paola and I have talked about this, that there is a part of that anti-blackness is a piece of it. Even though Enrique Tarrio, who's the head of the Proud Boys, is a black Latino, but he's down with white supremacists. Down with them. And there's this idea that I'm black, but I'm not black. I may look black to you. I may be black if I'm walking through Bloomingdale's and get followed around. But in my mind, I'm identifying with whiteness because whiteness means privilege and it means not being a black American. This has to be unpacked because this shift among Latino men is significant. And it says something about where we're going in this country, about whether we can create an appeal. There's also the last thing I will throw, communism. That is a potent argument for a lot of Latinos.
55% of Latino men voted for.
Yes, Joy Reid spent her entire life spewing this. And I'm glad that Joe Rogan actually noticed it. At a certain point, when I look at this lady, there is nothing that comes out of her mouth without race mixing it. I don't get the point. She calls herself a journalist. She was trained just to talk about race, or what exactly? I don't understand. We saw what happened during the campaign period. Joy Reid spent her entire life calling Trump names. Oh, Trump is this, Trump is that, Trump is this. At the same time, now blaming Latinos. That is to tell you how insane this lady is. She's not even thinking how she was dividing people, not knowing that that method cannot work. I was shocked even today when I saw this mayor.
But it is clear that there will be a second Trump presidency. It is really on my heart this morning to say that as a man, but more importantly as a black man, that this country does not deserve black women or black people, but specifically black women. This morning I woke up and I just gave my wife a hug because I know how heavy this is weighing on black women. And they have carried this country and saved this country too many times and continue to be the most disrespected human beings on the planet. And it, quite frankly, it disgusts me. I'm thinking about the world that we're going to bring our daughter into in a few months. And I want the vice president to know that her and her team did everything right in the right way. But the unfortunate reality is that this country is still steeped in racism, sexism, and misogyny. I am personally proud of her, and I know that so many others are the same. We appreciate her tenacity, her focus, her decency, and how she handled herself throughout this campaign. And I don't want to hear anybody saying that they should have done something different, she should have been running longer. The fact is that they did everything that a campaign can do and more. But we as a country really have a lot of soul searching to do. And that's really what I want to say about that today. But I want black women to hear from me to know that as a black man, I am going to triple my efforts.
Yes, I don't know who will tell this guy. Using this same language every time will continue to cost them the election. It's insane when I see someone like this still doing this. But do not deserve a mayor who doesn't use race as a weapon. Joy is one of these. When I saw this video, I just had to link up so you see the kind of people, the kind of thing they spew on air. It is insane.
So, to be a woman in America will be even less safe than it already is. So, take care of each other, have plans, make sure you know how to gather support if you're afraid to walk down the street.
Yes, according to this tweet, Trump won an election and now still lefties say they want to deport every Latino that voted for him. They want to end an interracial relationship with white people and the one black men who voted for him to at the hands of police. Trump voters are the racist one.
May offend some people with what I'm going to say, and I don't give a f***. To all you Latinos that voted for Trump, I hope he mass deports you and your entire family. Whether you were here legally or not, you gotta go. I hope he does that. To you black men who your fragile ego couldn't take a black woman in office, so you either voted for Trump or you didn't vote at all, the police will now have carte blanche to move right where the f*** you stand. And when they do that, there's not going to be no GoFundMes. Don't ask your family to ask us for shit. But don't expect sympathy. Don't expect protest in the streets. We're not doing that. Black women, we're done. We're done. We did our due diligence. Insane. Because we about to be in a real live action episode of scandal. Because your next president is not Donald Trump. It's J.D. Vance.
Yes, this is the right time to actually know the minds of these people. This is someone spewing out this on social media because Latino disagree with them politically. The only thing they see now is to deport them. Concerning. That is not all. When you take a look at this second lady, what she said here, she is praying. I don't know if she is planning to take away Trump's life. From my observation, it's insane. No matter how you disagree with someone politically, you should never pray for this.
Elected that guy.
I mentioned that guy's name. He's such an absolute prick. I can't stand him. But anyway, it's just my thought bubble out loud. We took a look at some of their reactions to the news of Trump's win. Look at this.
Hey there. How are you doing? If you watch this show regularly, I'm guessing you're not doing great. Yeah, me neither.
Let's be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants.
What will the rest of us be doing on day one? Now's the time to stand in solidarity with our friends, with our neighbors.
Well,
I turned around and I said,